All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at Redeemer, I believe it is. Yep, Redeemer on Hack the Box starting point. Right, so we got our IP address right here. And let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to start off with the Rust scats. We've been doing those lately, right? Let's go ahead and clear this out. And we're going to start off with the Rust scat here. Grab that IP address. And we see that port 6379 is open. Now 6379 is Redis. So we can start attacking that. Now let's go ahead and exit out of here. So Redis, we could get into that with a Redis CLI, netcat. We could do a netcat, then this, and then port 6379. We can type in info, and we can see that that does work. Okay. We could also get in, I believe, a telnet into there on 6379. I think we just do it like that. Yep. And telnet, of course, nobody ever knows how to exit out of it. So I'm just going to close this, and we'll just start with our terminal because exit out of it's a pain. There we go. We'll CD back into desktop, hack the box, or actually starting point, excuse me, and then Redeemer. And let's go ahead and let's start to look at everything, right? It says what TCP port is open on the machine. That's the very first one. We saw that was 6379, correct? And then it says what service is running on the machine. We know that's going to be Redis, right? What type of database is Redis? Choose from the following. I believe it's an in-memory database, as far as I remember. Yep, in-memory database, okay. What command line utility is used to interact with it? Like I said, we can use netcat, telnet, or we can also use Redis CLI. Okay, with attack H, I know it's kind of weird because usually attack H for help. We use it with attack H, and that'll allow us to actually get in there. There we go, info, and then there we go, okay. And this will actually try to give us help and things like that. So we get our info right there, right? So Redis CLI. What flag is used? And the command line utility specify the host name. That was attack H, as we just saw, which is very strange for it because usually that means help. Now, if you run it without an IP address, though, which is going to get even more strange, if you just do Redis CLI attack H, you will get a help. So, but if you put the IP address in there, obviously we get actually into the machine there. All right. Keep going down. What's connected to the Redis server? Which command is used to obtain information statistics about the Redis server? Like we already said, that's going to be info. And if we scroll all the way up, we actually see the version of Redis also. So right there, Redis version 5.0.7. We'll go ahead and that'll be our next two, right there. And then which command is used to select the desired database in Redis? That's going to be select. Okay. Now we need to know what the database is first before we even do a select. We could type in select. And then we don't really know what to select though, right? We don't know of any of the databases yet. So we can do a key star to see the databases. And then we could select, let's see here, number 4, right? Select 4. And yours may be different. I believe it changes every single time. So you see that now we're in number 4 database, which is flag. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys a little trick just to drop all databases at once. Okay, how many keys are present? There's 4 of them, right? Which command is used to obtain all the keys in the database? We actually just answered that. It's key star. This says submit the root flag. Reading things from a database in Redis is not very friendly. So, a little trick. All right, you can utilize let's see here, a little command here. And I'll leave this command on screen for a second. You just press pause or whatever else. But pretty much we want to put our IP address that we want to attack right here. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that IP address again. I feel like it'll be easier to go over here than scroll all the way up. And then keys, Redis CLI, boom, boom. And what this is going to do is it's going to look at each one, and then it's actually going to drop each key. It's going to get each key for us, okay? So we can hit enter here. As you can see, it's going to go ahead and just drop all those right out for us, okay? So we have all those that just drop out, which will then allow us to submit the root flag right here, right? As you can see, they were the same between the two. Something else we can do with Redis is we can actually create a reverse shell with Redis, right? So let me go to my tools directory here. Yep, Redis RCE. Okay. And I like to use something called the Redis, go into Redis modules here. You can download all these off of GitHub. I like to use the exp.so. Oh, okay. Did I move it? Yeah, I moved it right there. Never mind. Okay, let's actually change mode that to +X for exp.so. Now if I do an ls-LA, we'll see that shows up green right there. Okay. And we can actually utilize Python 3 or Python Redis RC.py. It's going to be Python 3 because my Python runs Python 3. And then we can throw in our R host here, right? So we need that IP address. Boom. Our L host, the port that we're on, our L host, which is going to be capital L there. So if I do an ifconfig, remember you want your total IP address, right? So my L host, an L port, and then an SO file. Now, the two that I found that work the best are module.so and exp.so. You can find the exp.so in the Redis modules execute command on GitHub, which is going to be right here. Okay, Redis modules execute command, and we can see that this guy does actually come with, I think it's this one right here. It comes with it. Nope, this one's a little bit different. Sorry about that. Let me go and go back. Let's see here, Redis RCE exp.so. There we go, in the rogue server one. That's like where we find that, is in the rogue server one. There's also a module.so one that I found years ago, and I have changed out my Kali since then, and I can never find it now. So, a little bit annoying, but the module.so one I found works really, really well. But you can also make one, also, module.so. There's write-ups on how to do that and stuff. But if we go ahead and we throw this at it, we can actually get a reverse shell on Redis. Sometimes they're nice reverse shells, sometimes they're not very good. Do an ls-tech LA. Oh, that one did not like that at all. Let's try one more time. Let's just do an ls this time, not tech LA. Let's try this with an ls. There we go. Okay. Usually ls-tech LA. There we go. Okay. So we can see that we can get a reverse cell, but sometimes changing directories isn't really the best. As we can see here. Okay. We're not changing anything. We can try to put something else on there. Python 3 is on this machine. So you could try to do something like that. Trying to get a full shell with Python 3 doesn't really seem to work very well. Trying to get a full shell with Bash doesn't really seem to work very well. So it's just kind of how lucky you get with it. But that is going to be it for this one, like right here. Pretty simple box, but if you never have seen Redis or never attacked Redis before, obviously a lot of stuff to learn in there. So I hope you all learned something, and yep, have a good one.